There's nothing like a good horror game to get your heart racing. Get ready to explore the best terrifying games available on PlayStation Plus. Starting with the Dark Pictures Anthology, Supermassive Games' biggest franchise, which consists of interactive horror games driven by player choice, much like the developer's other titles like Until Dawn and The Quarry. Each entry offers a new setting and largely standalone story, although they are linked through a fixed narrator. PS Plus Extra has the first two games in the Dark Pictures Anthology. While by no means masterpieces, these titles are enjoyable love letters to the horror genre that offer fantastic 5-player co-op. As each game features 5 main characters, players are assigned specific roles as they try to ensure their survival. With its well-written story and great multiplayer mode, the Dark Pictures Anthology is ideal for horror fans and their friends. The next game is Get Even, a psychological horror game that captivates players with its intriguing storyline, carefully withholding information throughout. The narrative unfolds gradually, keeping both the audience and the main character in suspense. Without revealing too much, the plot revolves around the soldier delving into his memories to uncover the truth behind a kidnapped girl. While the gameplay in Get Even is decent, it doesn't particularly stand out. The game mainly features puzzle solving and some gunfights, which tend to be short and sporadic rather than prolonged battles. However, the game's main draw is its gripping narrative, making it a must-play for fans of psychological horror. Next, we have Zombie. Zombie was originally released as a Wii U exclusive, but has since made its way to other consoles. Ubisoft's open-world survival horror game sets players in a zombie-infested London, offering a thrilling and immersive experience. While the PS4 version doesn't have the unique inventory system that was available in the original Wii U version, the game is still a polished and enjoyable experience for fans of the open-world formula. The zombies in the game are quite threatening, and encounters with them can be quite intense. While it's not the perfect horror game available on PS Plus, Zombie is one of the few titles that satisfy an open-world itch. For players seeking a similar experience, Days Gone is another option, although it may not be as frightening as Zombie. Number 12, Friday the 13th the game. Friday the 13th is a standout title in the horror game collection of PlayStation Plus. Not only is it a licensed tie-in to the iconic horror film series, but it also offers a unique, primarily multiplayer experience. While there are other PvP horror games available on the service, Friday the 13th's asymmetrical gameplay is a must-try for fans of the genre. The game allows up to 8 players to join an online match. At the beginning of each round, players are divided into 2 groups, Camp Counselors and the supernatural killer Jason Voorhees. The game's asymmetrical multiplayer mechanics create a thrilling experience as players try to survive while being hunted down by a human opponent. Friday the 13th is an exciting and intense experience that horror fans should definitely try. Number 11, Observation, an indie horror game that stands out among the titles available on PlayStation Plus. Developed by No Code and published by Devolver Digital, Observation offers a unique and scary experience that sets itself apart from other games in the genre. The game follows the disappearance of a space station's crew, with players taking on the role of Sam, an artificial intelligence tasked with unraveling the mystery using a series of cameras. The game's mechanics and atmosphere are reminiscent of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, but it offers its own distinct style and quirks. Fans of the horror genre will definitely want to give Observation a try. Number 10, Until Dawn. Horror fans looking for something unique will definitely want to check out Until Dawn. The release does a great job of blending together a gripping narrative with player choice, character interactions, and some seriously creepy environments. Until Dawn calls back to the horror genre's classic use of jump scares, as it follows the story of a group of friends who are being haunted by their past. Crucially, the narrative carries on whenever a character is killed by the player's actions, creating a sense of dreadful permanence. Because of this, Supermassive's cinematic story is an excellent depiction of interactive, choose-your-own-adventure gameplay and is arguably still the studio's best work to this day. Number 9, Siren Blood Curse. PS Plus Premium offers a couple of survival horror games from the PS2 era, including Siren and its remake Siren Blood Curse from 2008. Both have intriguing concepts that make them worth playing. Of the two, Blood Curse is more accessible to modern audiences with its episodic structure and the cast of playable characters. The game follows a TV crew as they investigate a mysterious village in Japan, only to discover that it's infested with dangerous creatures. What sets Siren Blood Curse apart from other horror games is its emphasis on stealth and the vulnerability of its characters. Since players are largely defenseless, they must rely on stealth and cunning to survive. The game introduces a unique mechanic where players can temporarily see through the eyes of their enemies, allowing them to plan their moves accordingly. This feature is arguably at its best in Blood Curse, and it adds a layer of tension and strategy to the gameplay. Next, we have Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight has become a sensation in the horror game genre since its release in 2016. The game's core gameplay remains the same, where 4 teammates fight for their lives against a solo player who controls a supernatural entity. This simple yet effective setup has proven to be successful. What makes Dead by Daylight stand out from other multiplayer horror games is its extensive list of crossovers, which has become its biggest selling point. Through a series of downloadable content drops, the game features an impressive roster of playable horror icons from movies and games that allow players to enjoy an unparalleled multiplayer horror experience and make it one of the best horror games available on PS Plus. If you are enjoying this video, please give it a like. Number 7. BioShock Remastered. If recent reports are true, fans of the BioShock series could be in for a treat, as a 4th entry in the franchise may be on the horizon for PS5. With this exciting news, it's the perfect time to revisit the game that started it all. Released in 2007 as a spiritual successor to System Shock 2, the original BioShock was a groundbreaking first-person shooter from both a narrative and mechanical perspective. While some fans may argue whether the game should be considered a traditional horror title, there's no denying that the first BioShock features some truly terrifying concepts. The prevalence of zombie-like enemies and the genetic monsters that are the big daddies make for a lot of suspenseful moments lurking around Rapture that can easily unsettle players. Fortunately, thanks to PlayStation Plus, subscribers can dive into the discussion themselves and experience the excellent BioShock Remastered for themselves. Number 6. The Medium. When it comes to horror games on PlayStation Plus, The Medium has undoubtedly made a significant impact with its latest update. Known for titles like Layers of Fear and Blair Witch, the indie studio has brought together their accumulated knowledge and experience to create their most recent game. The result is a psychological horror experience that plunges protagonist Marianne into truly nightmarish and thought-provoking scenarios. The Medium has gained even more significance recently. The reason is that the game shares many similarities with the legendary horror game Silent Hill 2, for which a remake is already under development. This similarity makes The Medium a must-play for fans eagerly anticipating the remake. Number 5. The Evil Within 2. Set 3 years after the events of the original game, players step back into the shoes of former police detective Sebastian Castellanos. As you search for your lost daughter in a once idyllic town, you must enter a world filled with nightmares and discover its dark origins. Horrifying threats emerge from every corner as the world twists and warps around you. With a wonderful story, a blood-freezing atmosphere, and a great variety of horrific monsters, The Evil Within 2 keeps you scared and tense at all times. Additionally, the game boasts a great progression system. The plethora of gruesome monsters and deranged enemies adds to the nightmare-inducing atmosphere of the game, making it a must-play for fans of the horror genre and one of the best PS Plus games in general. Number 4. Little Nightmares. PS Plus Premium and Extra subscribers searching for a fresh and unique take on the horror genre should definitely try out the deceptively charming game Little Nightmares. This puzzle platforming horror adventure is more than capable of eliciting both jump scares and psychological terror despite its cartoony 2.5D appearance. Following the journey of a yellow-coated child named Six, Little Nightmares follows her attempt to escape the monsters that surround her. Throughout the relatively short game, players will be challenged with difficult puzzles as the creeping sense of suspense and claustrophobia never eases up. While Little Nightmares is undoubtedly an innovative and beautifully designed game, its true strength lies in its ability to tell a truly terrifying tale. It is a game that truly stands out among its peers, and it is a must-play for any horror fan. Number 3. Bloodborne. From Software Studio is well known for their incredibly challenging gameplay mechanics and addictive gameplay loops. However, with Bloodborne, they've taken their expertise in these areas and crafted a game that is overtly horror-focused. This combination of gameplay and horror is sure to please many players, especially those who are subscribed to PS Plus Extra and are looking for a truly terrifying experience. Inspired by Gothic literature, the streets in Bloodborne offer an incredibly atmospheric experience that is both chilling and enthralling. Players will encounter monsters and entities that seem to have been ripped straight from the pages of H.P. Lovecraft's books, adding to the overall sense of horror and dread that permeates the game. Despite being released years ago, Bloodborne still remains one of the best horror games available on PS Plus. Number 2. The Last of Us Remastered. It's easy to forget that The Last of Us is a horror game thanks to Naughty Dog's trademark cinematic style. But at its core, the game is a testament to its engaging characters and the hordes of zombies that haunt its streets. While the game is filled with palpable physical nightmares that come with any good zombie media, it also captures the psychological elements of the genre with precision. The attention to detail in world building ensures that the presence and threat of the infected are always at the forefront of the player's mind, even when they're not on screen. The Last of Us strikes a perfect balance between physical and psychological horror, making it an unforgettable experience for horror fans. And finally, number 1, Resident Evil 7. PS Plus Premium subscribers have access to a range of Resident Evil games. Meanwhile, PS Plus Extra subscribers can experience one of the scariest games of the 2010s with Resident Evil 7. Capcom's decision to strip back the action in favor of pure horror was a return to form and departure from the overblown Resident Evil 6. Although the shift to a first-person perspective was initially met with some resistance from fans, it ultimately proved to be a productive one. In Resident Evil 7, Ethan Winters receives a message from his long-vanished wife, leading him to a ghastly house and the creepy Baker family. As Ethan fights for survival, he also hopes to save his partner and uncover the truth behind the strange events happening around him. Despite its initial shift in perspective, in our opinion, Resident Evil 7 is the best horror game available on PS Plus. Thank you for staying with us as we went through the best horror games available on PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. If you enjoyed the video, please do us a favor and give it a thumbs up. Until next time, happy gaming!